very eventful day, and I just had no time to really go to the gym at all. Because it was pretty back-to-back. The downtime that I had between those things was negligible at best, to the point where I couldn't go and do what I wanted to do in an efficient manner. Because I don't like doing like 30 minutes here, 30 minutes there. Even though I guess even getting that much in a day is fine. But for me, when I have 3 different rest days in a week, I can take that liberty and just try to rearrange where things go. So yesterday was supposed to be leg day, lower body day, but that's going to be today. Today's going to be lower body day. The whole thing is, my workout routine is currently designed in a way that allows me to have workout, rest. In that rest period, the rest day is mostly for legs, because it seems like between my legs and upper body, my legs often feel the sorest. I think it's because I push my legs the most, and I know I can. I know I can push my legs a lot further than I can push my arms, which makes sense. My arms, chest, and back. It makes a lot of sense, because obviously your legs would be more tempered, being able to do a lot more than your upper body ever will be. So, but yes. So today we're gonna be doing a lower body day. I'm interested to see how this goes throughout the week, because, like I said, my workout routines are designed to help maximize muscle recovery and give me the most amount of time to let my legs fully recover before I go back to the gym, and before I go back to the gym for leg day, and before I crush them again. An 8-hour shift of the leg crusher. So it should be an interesting thing to kind of figure out. It should be an interesting thing to figure out. As you can see, I'm a little doozy or woozy right now, I guess. The head's not fully there. Long day yesterday, long night, and here I am. I believe I got 6-7 hours of sleep, maybe 6.5, I'd say. Not ideal. Generally, for a healthy body and mind, you want 7 to 8 hours of sleep. However, we are not always afforded that luxury. Some people just have a hard time sleeping. Some people's schedules don't allow them to have that because they need to make money. And in some instances, you'll have back-to-back days where you're like, one day you're really busy, but then the next day you still have to wake up early. I find that probably be the most common. And then you have to balance, your social life, your work life, your personal life with your sleep. And obviously, whatever more you give, one is going to get less of. In my instance, yesterday I prioritized my personal life a little bit more than I probably should have. And the fact that, I ended up playing Amori for a little bit longer than I should have, really. I got quite far towards, I believe, the end of the game. So I just was like, I just need a last little push. Last little push to get me to where I want to be. But, whatever. You can't always operate off of 8 hours of sleep or 7 hours of sleep, even though it is recommended. But sometimes it's just not feasible, or you do something that you're not supposed to make it unfeasible, like me. But anywho, yes. So I'm interested to see how Friday's going to go, because Friday is my second leg day, and I'm only going to have 1 day of rest in between today and Friday. Because tomorrow is my upper body day. So who knows? Maybe it'll go great, maybe it'll go well, but I'm interested to see how this all pans out. I'm not used to this. I'm used to the training regimen that I had before, where I go upper, lower, rest, upper, lower, rest, rest. Right? But anywho, I think I should also mention a little update as far as diet's concerned. So, throughout the week, last week, one of the main things, and it's going to be a continuing theme with this channel. Excuse me. It's going to be a continuing theme with this channel is learning, figuring shit out, right? Yesterday, or the day before, I was trying to think more about how to get a nice fibrous diet. And I was like, oh man, what can I incorporate in my diet that'll help me with fiber? The answer was beans, legumes, beans. They seem to do the trick. Yesterday, the day before, I had like 2 cans of kidney beans. Kidney beans aren't a whole lot of money, and they offered enough fiber, dietary fiber, to get me to where I needed to go micronutrient-wise, right? At least according to my Fitness Pal, which is, it says according to my Fitness Pal, it says I should have 38 grams of fiber. All right, 38 grams of fiber. That person who just pulled out in front of me didn't even use their blinker. You see people going, we're on a highway with 70 miles per hour. You just got off the horn ramp. And you're just gonna. They merged 2 different lanes. They merged one lane, then they merged the other lane before they caught up to speed. Very. Gotta hate it. Anyway, back to fiber. Enough of that yacht. Now we're back to fiber. So, for me, the beans seem to be kind of the golden ticket to having fiber. Mostly because beans in particular, and legumes, from what I understand, they're soluble fiber. They're not just insoluble fiber, right? And you may wonder to yourself, man, what in the world is the difference between soluble and insoluble fiber? Well, my dear viewer, soluble fiber pretty much gels in your stomach and makes food slower in digestion. Okay? Insoluble fiber kind of speeds the poo-poo process up. So not all fiber is created equal, it looks like. Certain foods have certain fibers, and it's good to just go through and find out which foods have what fiber, so that way you can plan your diet accordingly. I would imagine if you're trying to, lose weight, soluble fiber is probably the ideal thing to do. If you're trying to gain weight, maybe insoluble fiber, right, would be a better option. I'm not entirely sure of that. Obviously, I haven't really been looking to gain weight. I've just been looking to lose weight. So maybe insoluble fiber might be a master key to gaining weight. Because I know a lot of people out there who are very thin, very skinny, struggle to gain weight. But that struggle is usually a causation of lack of knowledge with how much they should be eating and lack of calorie tracking. Right? But so yeah, the soluble fiber, the kidney beans. Like I said, you got 2 cans of kidney beans. Then we kind of 1 to 2 cans of kidney beans. Then we kind of fucking with. It's been getting me where I need to go. I've been mixing that with the dreaded canned chicken. However, I've been making both a lot more palatable, right? Mostly because I've been adding it been making a kind of tomato sauce, utilizing the mighty power of water, tomato paste, and various seasonings. In this case, onion powder, garlic powder, salt, pepper, like to add smoked paprika just because I like that smoky flavor. But you know, you can add whatever you want to it. Seasonings cost no calories, and it makes your food taste really nice. So that helps make it palatable. Also adding rice, you know, rice or some kind of pasta. As weird as pasta may sound with something like kidney beans, it's just a matter of carbs, right? In my case, you know, the type of canned chicken I got is like 400 something calories with 81 grams of protein, right? As much of a goofy meme it is to eat canned chicken, it unfortunately has a lot of protein to it. Obviously, that varies, you know, not every can is 100% accurate in terms of grams and stuff like that, so you gotta measure that out, but what I'm giving you is a rough estimate of what it is. So, but yeah, the beans, definitely something that I probably should have had in my diet before. I feel like because I had the whole grain pasta that I used to eat a lot, the types of tortillas I used to eat, they used to be pretty fibrous, so they would provide me the fiber nutrition I needed. But now, like these days, like I haven't been eating that type of stuff. So it's good to really kind of find other sources of fiber. I tried finding like fiber bars, like, and I know there's Fiber One, but like if I go to like Wawa, Sheets, or Dash-It, or any other type of gas station convenience store that has various items and various protein items, chances are they just straight up won't have fiber bars. You know, I don't blame them. I wouldn't imagine it's a good idea to sell a bar that is likely to make someone take a shit inside of your gas station. So, hey, less work for your gas station workers if they don't have to go clean up some guy's fucking ass blasting because he ate a Fiber One bar before he finished pumping gas, right? But anyway, so progress is being made. Other thing, and I believe you saw it last video, which would have been yesterday your time, Monday mine. Last video, I was able to get down to 306. You know, I weighed myself this week at 306. I'm gonna weigh myself at the end of this workout, see where I'm sitting at. So I've been weighing myself at the end of the workouts. Last week, I was kind of floating between 309 and 311. This week, I started at 306. So let's see where we float up to or float down to, and see where it goes from there. So, yeah, man, very eventful day yesterday. We got a very exciting and eventful things as far as my diet and workouts concerned. I'm excited to get to the gym and, you know, smash out a set. I felt bad for not going yesterday, just because it's not a designated rest day. I don't typically feel bad when I go into the gym on Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays because they are designated rest days. But still. Anyway, I'll be catching you guys at the gym, so let's get over there, shall we? Come on, let's go. I know you want to go to the gym. No. Come on. Put you got your hand down. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go to the gym. Come on, you fucking pussy. Let's go to the gym. So we just made it to the gym. Just loaded for squat press. Again, 8 plates of 45 pounds on each side. We're doing a little bit of progressive overload. We got 5s at the end, it's like 2.5s. So now it's 730 pounds instead of 725. So hopefully I'll be able to move these effectively. But yeah, let's move on with the exercise before someone who wants to use these 45s get mad at me. So we just finished our squat presses. Always something that activates my asthma. Always one of the biggest ass kickers for me when it comes to leg days. Just because, like I said, just really pushes my lungs more than just about any other exercise. But next, as per usual, we're on to the seated calf raise. Today we're doing a little bit more. We're doing 5 pounds more than before. So we're doing 235 instead of 230. 5 sets of 10 at 235, and then hopefully 5 sets of 10 at 190. So let's get this started. So we just finished our seated calf raises. Kind of realizing that the calf raises are, I might be pushing myself a little too hard, because a couple times when I got to the top of it, I felt like I wanted to cramp up. So I'm gonna have to be wary of that from now on, because the last thing I want to do is have my muscle going to fucking maximum overdrive when trying to do a lift. That's no good. But as per usual, again, we have leg extensions next. 10 sets of 10 reps. I'm going to be trying to do 85 pounds today. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to just record five sets. We'll try to do that from now on in an effort to make the videos a little shorter. But anywho, let's get on to the exercise. Just finished the leg extensions. Oh my gosh, my quads are dying today. I'm not really sure why. Didn't really matter where I put it. Whether there's like a 90-degree angle or like a more severe angle. I don't even know what the fuck that angle was. But it still worked my quad sufficiently. Managed to push out 10 sets of 10 reps. Very good. Next, we're moving on to seated hamstring curls. 85 pounds, 10 sets of 10. Let's get this bad mamma jamma started. Just finished up the seated hamstring curls, 10 sets of 10 at 85 pounds. My hamstrings are feeling fully activated and worked. So now we're on to the Ass Blaster 9000, better known as a hip abductor machine. So 10 sets of 10 at 160 pounds, hopefully. I can't remember if I was able to get through the 160. I think I was. It was the hip abduction machine that I had to do drop sets for because I realized I was kind of doing it wrong. So I'm going to play with the weight when I get to that one, but this one I'm pretty comfortable with 160, blasting my ass cheeks. So, you know, let's get this party going. So we just finished the ass blaster. Got 10 sets at 160 pretty comfortably. My ass cheeks feel like they were used as speed bags by Prime Mike Tyson, but that's okay. The next thing we got is the hip adductor. I'm gonna blast my groin now. Like I said before, can't blast your ass without blasting your groin, you know. So we're gonna try to do this properly this time, because I didn't do it properly last week. I'm gonna try to just shoot at 100 pounds for right now, 10 sets of 10 at 100 pounds, and see how well I can do. Because last week I was doing a lot more weight, but the form wasn't where it was supposed to, and I didn't feel like I was working my groin as much as I could have been. So I'm gonna bring the weight down, start from there, and see what can be done with better form. Let's get this started. So just wanted to take a second in the middle of my hip abduction workout. You know, I'm just finished set number 5. So I will say that doing what I'm doing now, I definitely feel it more in the groin now, whereas before I had to work. I do a lot more reps before I started really feeling it. So I definitely feel a difference, and it seems like it's a good difference. But just to give you guys a bit of an update as far as what's next with my workout, as per usual, it's crunches. It'll be 10 sets of 10 reps, and gonna not record those. Then we'll do 15 minutes of cardio, again not recording that. And the next time I'll see you guys is in my car. We'll talk about something. I'll think about it in the shower. But yeah, see you in the car. So it's much later in the day. We did finish the gym earlier. I recorded a video then, but I had hiccups, and it was hard. It was hard getting across a lot of the points I was making, or at least it was killing the momentum, so to speak. So as a result, I wanted to record a second video right now, in hopes that I can probably iterate what I was trying to say a bit better without the incessant hang-ups of my hiccups. So, one thing I was thinking about when I was in the gym shower today was motivation, right? So earlier today, I had going, and I was fine when I got there. I had 2 blueberry Belvitas. I was fine by the time I got there, and then later, in the middle of me working out, I think it was with my seated hamstring curls or my leg extensions, I was like, I should just finish up the last bits of these sets and just leave. I was today was very much so a not motivated day at all. I was extremely unmotivated. I didn't want to do anything. I sure shit didn't want to go to the gym and fucking work my body out, right? But I did. I persevered. The unmotivation I felt was superseded by the motivation that I managed to conjure, and the fact that I don't want to have any kind of habits forming from me shirking the gym because I don't feel like it. No. One thing I know as a fat fuck, and any other fatties can agree with me on this one, I'm sure. So, finding motivation is very difficult when it comes to weight loss. Much like just about anything that is an in-depth subject, there is so much information out there, a whole lot of bad information, unclear information, and just dog shit information, just in general. And there's very little good information, and it's hard to find the good information when you look for it in the first place. A little less so these days, but back, beforehand, it used to be a lot worse. So that's already like a thing that kind of prevents a lot of people from getting into weight loss. But then when they do, right, some days they may just feel unmotivated, right? For one reason or another, they may not go to the gym as a result of it being unmotivated. This can open up a can of worms and snowball real fast, especially for fat people, right? And I say this because I've always been a fat fuck. I only have fat fuck experiences. I know nothing of the twig experience. I've never been skinny, so I don't know anything. I don't know the struggles that the twigs go through. I don't know how motivated or unmotivated or how that works for you guys or this, that, and the other. But at least with fat people, with our, with the innate laziness that we do have, in order to get to this size of overeating and laziness, right? It's very easy to fall back into that as a result of just straight up being like, I don't really feel like going to the gym today, because it'll start off as like a one-time thing, and then you'll get it in your head. You get it in your head, and you'll be like, oh yeah, missing the gym every now and again is not that big of a deal, and when I say that, I mean in the event where you are perfectly healthy and you have nothing actually important going on, being, you're not sick, or you don't have court jury duty, you're not getting married, someone isn't being married, you're not on like a family vacation or something like that, you're not spending time with someone who only has a limited time when you're with while they're there, this, that, and the other. Even then, you probably can, some of those things, with the exception of court and jury, you can probably find ways of squeezing the gym in somewhere. But there are certain instances where going to the gym just isn't feasible. And in my case, yesterday was that type of day. However, I just moved what would otherwise have been a rest day, which was today. Today's Wednesday for me. You guys are watching this on a Tuesday. Or it's coming out on a Tuesday. But a Wednesday for me is my rest day. I just took, since Tuesday was a rest day essentially, I just put my leg day on Wednesday. So, you get into these positions where they miss it once and they start justifying and coping in their heads. That's okay to go and miss it even when you're perfectly healthy and your schedule allows it and there's nothing actually important going on. You're like, oh, I can miss another day. This is a mental health day, as they call it, which is just, I'm too unmotivated to go get something sometimes. Sometimes there are certain days, I guess, whenever I say this, so I don't have to keep giving caveats, just know that there's a lot of gray area to this stuff. So I'm just speaking in like a very general sense. So they don't want to go, so they take a mental health day, or they take a day to themselves because they think they can afford it when they can't. And then this type of mentality will bleed over into things like diet. And when I say, this isn't a caveat, I just want to make this clear. When I say diet, for those of you who have a brain with less wrinkles than a properly ironed shirt, I'm going to explain this to you, i.e. the people from Fat Talk. When I say diet, I'm not talking like keto. I'm not on fucking keto, right? I'm not ketoing. I'm not talking like paleo, carnivore, herbivore, whatever else, fucking vegan, vegetarian, I don't know, fucking humanitarian. Like, we're not talking like these type of diets that have, like, according to Fat Talk, a 93% chance of crashing, which in reality is all it really is that people don't know how to concoct a satiary diet that makes them feel full throughout the day, so they can stop snacking. And they also have this weird image in their head where they have to cut out all the foods they actually love, and they never have a cheat day, or a cheat day ends up becoming a cheat week, a cheat month. I lost my diet, that type of thing. I'm not talking about these diets. I'm talking just all I did in my case, and what I mean is rearranging the food that you eat to be more nutritious. Instead of eating about fucking 5 dozen boxes of Krispy Kreme donuts, or fucking 20 apple fritters in one sitting, instead of doing that and then having a Diet Coke with that, being like, oh, I feel so healthy. Instead of doing that shit, I'm talking like you change your diet to where you are eating a lot of vegetables, you're eating a lot of beans, legumes, fruits and veggies, meats and stuff like that, within reason, and not with an excess of sauce or anything that is like calorie dense. A good example is tons of people think that going on dieting is simply just eating a salad and just eating lean meats. You can do that all the fucking ding dong day and still gain a lot of weight, quite frankly. Because think about it, think about a lot of salads. They'll add all this shit. They'll add like fruits, they'll add fucking nuts, and then they'll add some type of like crazy vinaigrette on it, or ranch dressing, or blue cheese. And then, I feel so healthy today. I ate chicken. Oh, sweet. What did you put on it? I put seasoning stuff on that, and then I topped it off with Chick-fil-A sauce. Now, I love Chick-fil-A sauce as much as the next guy, but Chick-fil-A sauce is pretty calorie dense, right? So you get what I'm saying. Like, when I say diet, I'm not talking these crash diets that people go on to and who don't know how to fucking concoct an actual satiary and sustainable meal plans and stuff like that, and things that'll last them. I'm just talking, like I said, I'm just talking about stuff that works, not the statistic that all the Fat Talk people like to use and cope with. Okay. So that mentality of like, oh, I can afford a day out of the gym will bleed into their diet, right? And it'll bleed in multiple different ways sometimes. One instance of it bleeding will be, oh, well, I worked out so much today, so I can afford to have this whole fucking pint of Ben & Jerry's. Like, I get it, Ben & Jerry's is delicious, I love my fucking 1,400 calorie bombs in, the form of a pint. I love my large Baskin Robbins fucking Oreo milkshake. All right, I love to send my insides to fucking to the center of the earth. Okay, I love doing that. Everyone loves that stuff. It tastes good. There's a reason why people buy it, because they like the taste of it. However, just because you worked out a little today does not mean you should eat like what you already eat and then try to reward yourself with junk food. And the worst part is it becomes a snowball effect, especially for fat people. As a fat person myself, I can tell you it gets out of fucking hand very quickly, and a lot of times you don't even realize it. So, when it comes to the whole unmotivated thing, you need to really find something that actually motivates you. And I've spoken about this, about why I want to lose weight. In the future, I'm going to become a dad. My girlfriend and I want kids and stuff like that. We're just gearing up and preparing ourselves for that. And of course, when she gets proposed to and becomes my fiance and eventually wife, we want kids in the future. So, and I want to be able to be a dad who is active and who is there for his kids and who can keep up with his kids' energy levels sometimes, right? I want to be a dad that they can look up to and a strong father at that, physically and mentally, which is why I want to go to the gym so I can become strong. And in my case, I'm using the gym also as a catalyst to help manage some of like emotions and stuff like that, figure things out, and try to use that like sense of hard work to temper myself. The other thing is, I'm 300 pounds, I'm 6'3", and I got chronic asthma. Alright, walking around with 307 pound, I weighed today, 307 pounds. Walking around in a 307 fucking pound frame is not going to do anybody any good with chronic asthma, especially when you have like severe allergies to, well, not severe, but you have allergies to just about every fucking like plant under the sun. When you walk outside and the pollen hits you, you turn into a skeleton. So that's another thing. I wanted to help manage my asthma. I also just like the look of it. I love the look of muscles. When I was thinner and I had more muscles, I felt a lot more confident and comfortable in my body. I liked the way I looked. I was proud of it because that was hard work. I may have let myself get to the point of being at that time. I got myself up to 360, but I managed to reel it back in. And now that's what I'm trying to do now. I'm trying to reel it back in, and it was a very big sense of pride for me. Like I said, because it's hard work getting down in weight and then building muscle. It's not easy, right? So find something that motivates you, whether it be your future health, your future self, maybe future family, being there for people, or just trying to like live a little longer. Maybe it's an aesthetic thing or something like that. Find something that helps motivate you that is a personal thing, not something like, oh, well, my friend said I should probably go work out, so I should probably go do that. Like, that's not very good motivation. It's not sustainable motivation at that. So that's one of the things. Find motivation, right? And stop making, try not to make excuses about why you didn't go to the gym and why you are eating the way you're eating and this, that, and the other. It just doesn't work. And I think there's one more thing as far as the fat people are concerned when it comes to, I remember. You guys are here with me through the process, so you're able to see the gears turning in my fucking noodle. The other thing I wanted to talk about when it comes to like, motivation and stuff of that sort, pardon me, when it comes to motivation and stuff of that sort, is when you're fat and you're doing a body recomp or you're, and whatnot, or if you're just working out pretty well and you are like around my weight, I would say, I think once you get to a certain point, probably around 400 pounds or 450, you can lose more weight a week and not have the worst thing in the world happen to you. But when you're around my size of 350 or less, 1 to 2 pounds a week is fine. Like, that is healthy weight loss, right? Just because you see, like, just because you saw The Biggest Loser and like the fucking like crazy shit they made them do to lose all those pounds in like a very short amount of time, it's not feasible and sustainable, first off. Or my 600-pound life, where they have to like do extreme like levels of weight loss by a doctor's recommendation in order to make a surgery to help with their hunger. Okay, like those, you'll see those people, they're fucking shitting out pounds. Like one of those people, they will eat like a 900 calorie fucking 900 a day amount of calories. That's fucking insane. Right? I eat 2,400 calories. Again, I'm 6'3", right now I'm 307, and I'm 26 years old. So 2,400 calories will put me in a 500 calorie deficit, and I'll still lose 1 to 2 pounds a week. I have to check on that. I'm not entirely, I don't remember exactly how many pounds I'm supposed to lose a week. That's probably bad. I should probably check on that. But, the point is, when it comes to weight loss, don't go into it expecting the scale to like, shift dramatically in a week, shift dramatically even in a month. Like in a month, you should have only lost between 4 to 8 pounds if you're doing right. If you're like 350 or less, you should have only lost 4 to 8 pounds at the most. Okay. You will have weight fluctuations. Your weight will be either higher or lower depending on the day. Like that just is what it is. You got there's a bunch of factors. Have you used the bathroom that day? Have you eaten? What's in your stomach? How much water have you retained and stuff like that? And it's going to shift, around 2 to 3 pounds or so. 1 to 3 pounds, I think is what it is. Don't quote me on that. Could be higher, could, whatever. But I do know it's at least 1 to 3-ish pounds because that's what I've seen with my body in fluctuations, day-to-day fluctuations. And I think those two things, losing 10, 20 pounds within like a few weeks or a month or so, and then just seeing the scale fluctuate every day, it demotivates a lot of fat people. But a lot of you guys need to understand that that's normal. That's supposed to happen. You're supposed to only lose 4 pounds a month, 8 pounds a month. Because you got to think about it. In a year, you would have lost 52 to 104 pounds. So if you weigh 300 pounds right now, and you lost 52 pounds in a fucking year, you would weigh 248 pounds. If you lost 104 pounds, you would weigh 296 pounds. 196 pounds. Holy shit. Coach Greg would fucking behead me and put my head on a pike for that horrible math. Apologies. But, that's a lot of weight to lose. And, especially in a year. Like, a year is not that long, right? If you're only trying to lose, say if you're a guy or a girl, whatever, and you're, 20, 30 pounds off your mark of where you want to be. You only need to lose 20, 30 pounds. Okay? Realistically speaking, that should take you about, let's say, 2 months and 2 weeks if you're losing 20 pounds. 2 months and 2 weeks. Or, that's if you're losing 8 pounds a month. Or, it should take you 5 months. So anywhere between 2 months and 2 weeks to 5 months to lose 20 pounds. That's anybody, right? That may sound slow, but you got to realize rapid weight loss is no good, right? You're gonna having that extreme, right? It's not gonna do you any good, especially when you're at lower weights. That's only gonna hurt you when you're at lower weights. It's not gonna do anything for you besides make you look thinner. And if, quite frankly, that shouldn't be your only goal, right? I mean, obviously, aesthetic goals are valid. Don't get me wrong. Part of my goal is aesthetic, but losing, to put it into a point where you were willing to just fucking binge and purge and starve yourself to get to that point, it's just unsustainable, and you're gonna end up gaining more at the end of it. After you finish your diet, you're gonna end up gaining all that weight back or more because you're gonna fucking just go whole hog and you're not gonna think about it. So, yeah, motivation and setting your expectations reasonably, I think, is today's big messages. And even when you're unmotivated, you need to still do it, right? There isn't your body, just because your brain says you can do it doesn't mean your body will take too kindly to it. And just because you aren't losing 20 pounds every fucking month doesn't mean you're doing horrible at weight loss. Like I said, 4 to 8 pounds a month is fucking plenty. I mean, obviously there is going to be some discrepancy. You're going to have some more, some less, but that pace is fine. You shouldn't beat yourself up because you're not fucking you're not, if say you're not you're 150 pounds, you want to be 120, right? You shouldn't beat yourself up because you didn't lose 30 pounds within a fucking week, within 2, 3 weeks, even 4 weeks. You get the point. So motivation and expectations are the big ideas today, and I want you to temper both of those things and not go into these things expecting unrealistic things within such a short amount of time, and then not think talking about how habits can develop and how easy it is for bad habits to rear their heads in. Okay. Anyway, we're going to be moving on to the stat screen now. Thank you guys for watching and coming this far in the video. I really appreciate it. And I'll be seeing you in the next workout video, which should be releasing the following Thursday. This video is recorded on a Wednesday and will be released on a Tuesday. And the next video you'll see will be released on a Thursday. So, I'll catch you guys later.